Hello, this is Idodmg and welcome back to the channel. In this last Epoch video, I want to talk to you about the Warlock. Aaron Action RPG has exclusive access to Warlock information that he's going to be giving us over the next 7 days as we learn more about this class. The video that we're going to be using in the background is actually from over on his YouTube channel, Aaron Action RPG. I'll have a link down in the description below if you do want to check out his original announcement. But in this video, I really hope I can break down and give you all the information that you need to know about Warlock. There are 5 classes in Last Epoch, and each class can go into a certain specialization. Every specialization is in the game except for Warlock and Falconer. Those will be releasing on February 21st with the 1.0 update. Warlock is a specialization of the Acolyte class, and that's what we're going to be talking to you about today. 5 skills for the Warlock class were revealed. The very first one is a projectile type skill called Chaos Bolts. This is a fire necrotic ability that is spammable. This will be kind of a filler ability, and I think hopefully we'll be able to convert it as well, maybe into other elements as well. We'll have to see. Again, all these skills are just the information we have. I don't have access to any of the skill trees or passive skill tree yet, as all of that is exclusive to Aaron, so we're just going to be sharing the information I have with a little bit of speculation on my end. The second skill we got to see was called Soul Feast. This is an ability that you can feed off the curses for more survivability. I assume the way that this is going to work, so we're going to talk about a little bit here in the video towards the end about the different curses that the Warlock can have as well. So I'm just thinking the way that Soul Feast is probably going to work is that you're going to put these curses on enemies, and then by using Soul Feast, you'll get different buffs depending on what curses are on those enemies. But we'll have to kind of see how that plays out. Third skill he talked about was called Profane Veil. This is a mobility skill. He mentioned that this is a good defensive ability that gives dodge, but you can also spec into it to make it a damage dealer. This is an AoE ability, and it kind of reminded me of the Spellblade ability with the Lightning Dash type ability that we had in one of our older Spellblade build guide videos. The fourth skill, this is a line AoE, is called Tormented Souls. This will release a fissure on the ground that actually releases souls from the underground. It looks like a pretty cool skill. He did mention in there that it targets and acts similarly to the Hydra ability from the Rune Master, where it will auto-target enemies, shooting out these souls. It's going to be interesting to see what we can spec into that, maybe make the fissure bigger, different things like that. The fifth skill that was showing off is called Ghost Flame. This is a channeled AoE ability, and from the looks of the skill, I'm assuming that it is fire and necrotic. Again, we were not shown any tooltips or anything of that nature, so a lot of this is going to be speculation of how they're actually going to play out. Ghost Flame looked pretty cool, but remember with channeled abilities, they cannot crit. But there's plenty of uniques and modifiers in the game that cater to channeling skills and abilities. Let's go ahead and talk about the 5 new curses that are going to be added to Last Epoch as well with 1.0. I think the Warlock's bread and butter is going to be playing around these curses, but let's go ahead and talk about the 5 new curses that are added. The very first one is called Anguish. This lasts 10 seconds and reduces damage over time dealt, and it deals necrotic damage to all enemies that are afflicted with this curse whenever you kill an enemy. So again, this probably won't be best for bosses, but it could be really good for map clearing. And do note it cannot stack. The second curse that's going to be added to the game is called Penance. This lasts 15 seconds that causes affected targets to take 20 spell fire damage when they hit other targets, but it doesn't stack. I think this will be another just little passive damage ability. The third curse being added to the game is called Decrepify. This is a curse that deals 200 physical damage over 10 seconds, with added damage applying at 100% effectiveness per second, and causes the target to take more damage from damage over time based on the caster's missing life. This will be for your low life builds, obviously. This next curse is the one that I'm personally most excited for. It is called Acid Skin. This is a curse that deals 80 poison damage over 5 seconds, with added damage applying at 80% effectiveness per second. But the best part of this is it adds a 20% chance to be critically hit. Notice this is adds 20% chance to be critically hit. So with enough stacks of this, you're going to be guaranteeing a critical hit. I think this one will be a top-notch curse used in many builds. The final curse that we know of that is being added to Last Epoch is called Torment. This is a curse that deals 120 spell necrotic damage over 3 seconds, with added damage applying at 200% effectiveness per second, and reduces their movement speed, but it does not stack, so you can only have 1 stack of this. Again, we're going to have to see what you can do with the skill trees and the passive skill trees to kind of play around with these different curses and cater them to your playstyle and build. Last but not least, we are left with a little bit of a teaser about a Warlock. This appears to be a class description or something. I assume this will be used on the Icy Veins website. Again, pure speculation there, but here's the teaser for you. Warlock, a practitioner of the forbidden arts, she tears into the essence of her foes, twisting and corrupting their bodies and minds with curses most vile. Through her dark magic, she can devour the very souls of those who would dare stand in her way. Again, I think Warlock is going to play a lot around curses and consuming those curses for buffs and AoEs, damage over time. I really can't wait to see more of what the Warlock has to offer and really break it down for you. That's going to wrap it up for this last Epoch video. If you found this video useful and or entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more action RPG videos. The best way to support me is through becoming a YouTube channel member today and or hitting the super thanks down below the video. Your review alone means the absolute world. As always, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.